Morning, dear students. Yesterday we had started the chapter The Making of a Scientist. So today now I am starting where we stopped yesterday. I was his only companion until he started school, his mother said. After that I would bring home friends for him, but at night we just did things together. Richie was my whole life after his father died, when Richie was in 3rd grade. This, dear children, you can see this paragraph is written in between the commas. You can say these are called inverted commas. Inverted commas means somebody has quoted these. These are the statement said by someone. So this is said by Richie's mother. And Richie is the nickname of Richard H. Albright. His mother is saying that he was her only companion because he was the only son of the parents and the father died. So during daytime, friends were also coming to his family, his home. But night time, Richie and mother were the only companion. So each and every moment, his mother was always there with him. She and her son spent almost every evening at the dining room table. So almost every evening, both mother and son used to be together. If he didn't have things to do, I found work for him. His mother was very creative. If Richard did not have his own work or something special for that evening, so his mother was planning something for him. Not physical work, but learning things. His mother said he liked it. He wanted to learn. So mother was not planning anything physical work for him, but his mother was always planning something intellectual, something learning task. And that task he used to like it every time. And learn he did. And he loved learning. And it was very beneficial, meaning whatever she was planning for him to learn, he was learning as well. He earned top grades in school on everyday things. He was just like every other kid, his mother said. He was getting very good grades in school. And though as far as day-to-day works are concerned, he was just like any other child. But he was very inquisitive, he was ready to learn. This made him different from others. By the time he was in the 2nd grade, Albright had collected all 25 species of butterflies found around his hometown. See, already I have told you that his first hobby was collecting butterflies. So, he has collected all the butterflies, whatever was available in his hometown, all 25 species of butterflies. This is very important. See following box. This box is showing species and subspecies of butterflies collected in 6 weeks in Reading, Pennsylvania. When he was in Pennsylvania, and these are the butterflies he had collected. You can see it here. That probably would have been the end of my butterfly collecting. See, he said, he had hobby for collection, but now when he had collected all the species of butterflies, whatever was available, so there was no task left for him. But then my mother got me a children's book called The Travels of Monarch X. That book, which told how monarch butterflies migrate to Central America, opened the world of science to the eager young collector. So now the mother is also very creative, and she was planning very creative things for him. So she did one thing very wonderfully, that she had started she planned one book. She gave one book to him so that now he could find answers of his curiosity in that book. At the end of the book, readers were invited to help study butterfly migrations. So that book was also about butterfly, and at the end of the book it was written that the readers were invited to study butterfly migrations, meaning how butterflies are shifting from one place to another. It was given in that book. They were asked to tag butterflies for research by Dr. Frederick A. Urquhart of the University of Toronto, Canada. So this was planned by the University of Toronto, one research scholar, Dr. Frederick, and he had invited that the readers can tell about the migration of the butterflies. Ebright's mother wrote to Dr. Urquhart, and soon Ebright was attaching light adhesive tags to the wings of monarchs. So his mother wrote a letter to the doctor, and the doctor said that now you can start your research. So the beginning of the research, what he did, Ebright had started tagging the wings of monarchs. Anyone who found a tagged butterfly was asked to send the tag to Dr. Urquhart. So as a result, what happened, it was written, a short note was written that whosoever would find that tagged butterfly, that would be given to the doctor. The butterfly collecting season around reading lasts 6 weeks in late summer. See graph below. This graph the writer is talking about. If you are going to chase them one by one, you won't catch very many. See now, the time when they are shifting, butterfly catching season, it used to be the late summer. But if you will run after them to catch them, then very few you can catch. If you are going to chase them, so the next step for Ebright was to raise a flock of butterflies. So when he was chasing a butterfly and tagging that butterfly, it was a very hard work for him. So in this way, he could study the migration of butterfly in a very limited way. So now, Ebright decided that he will raise the flock of butterflies. He would catch a female monarch, take her eggs and raise them in his basement through their life cycle, from egg to caterpillar to pupa to adult butterfly. So now he decided if he will raise the butterfly himself at his basement by following the entire life cycle, meaning egg, caterpillar, pupa, adult butterfly, then he would tag the butterflies' wings and let them go. And then so many butterflies were available. No, it's going to be available with him. Then he could tag and then let them go. So easily the migration process he was going to get. For several years, his basement was home to thousands of monarchs in different stages of development. So as a result of this, he had decided this, and because of that, so many thousand butterflies were there in his basement. They developed. Thank you. Now in next video, I'll discuss the remaining part of the lesson.